Imagine this, a warm summer evening. You step outside with your favorite drink in hand, ready to relax. But instead of battling mosquitoes every few seconds, you're sitting in pure tranquility. No buzzing, no bites, and no need for toxic sprays. Just you, soaking up your outdoor space exactly as it should be enjoyed. What if I told you that just 10 powerful plants could turn your yard into a mosquito-free haven? Plants that not only repel these pesky biters, but also make your garden look absolutely gorgeous. In today's video, I'm revealing the exact plants luxury resorts rely on to keep their high-end properties free of mosquitoes. And the best part? You can grow them yourself for less than the price of a night out. Welcome back. If you love practical, natural solutions that actually work, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit subscribe and tap the notification bell. I'm always sharing gardening hacks that save you time, money, and frustration. And hey, if even one of these plants helps you out, drop a quick like. It makes a big difference in helping others find these game-changing tips. Now I've ranked these mosquito-fighting plants from good to absolutely unbeatable. And trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end, because plant number 10 is so effective it's used in 5-star resorts across mosquito-heavy tropical regions. Plus, I'll share a bonus planting strategy that can double the effectiveness of any plant on this list. But first, let's kick things off with a garden favorite that many people grow without even realizing it's a natural mosquito repellent. Plant 1010, marigolds. These cheerful, bright flowers, usually just a couple of dollars at the garden center, are more than pretty. They're pest-fighting powerhouses. Here's why. Marigolds contain pyrethrum, the same natural compound found in many commercial insect repellents. It's like having a $30 bottle of bug spray blooming right in your flower bed. The best part? Marigolds are almost effortless to grow. They love full sun, only need water when the soil dries out, and they actually thrive in poor soil conditions. In fact, the less fertile your soil, the stronger their mosquito-repelling oils become. Plant them about 6 inches apart to create a solid protective barrier. Here's a fun fact. NASA studies revealed that marigolds can repel mosquitoes from up to 10 feet away. That means just one border of these flowers can safeguard your entire outdoor lounge space. But as impressive as marigolds are, the next plant on our list takes things to a whole new level, because mosquitoes literally cannot tolerate it. Plant 9D, lavender. Lavender isn't just gorgeous and Instagram-worthy. It's one of nature's strongest mosquito deterrents. Its secret weapon is linalool, a compound that overwhelms mosquitoes' nervous systems. While we smell calming floral notes, mosquitoes experience something closer to sensory overload. Imagine blasting heavy metal music at a meditation retreat. I first learned about lavender's power from a French gardener who hasn't touched bug spray in over 30 years. His trick? Strategically planting lavender around every outdoor space. In Provence, locals have used lavender for pest control since Roman times. They even scattered it in their baths, not only for fragrance, but also to keep insects away. To grow lavender successfully, give it well-drained soil and full sun. Space plants about 18 inches apart so they can breathe. Poor drainage is the fastest way to kill lavender, so if your soil is heavy clay, use raised beds or mix in sand and gravel. Water deeply, but only after the soil has completely dried out. The bonus: lavender isn't just for repelling mosquitoes. You can harvest it for sachets, teas, cooking, and even stress relief. It's like getting a spa treatment, a gourmet herb, and an all-natural bug repellent from the very same plant. And speaking of multi-purpose plants, the next one on the list does something so surprising, it might just blow your mind. Plant 10-8, catnip. This one might surprise you. Catnip is scientifically proven to be up to 10 times more effective than DEET, the chemical found in most store-bought mosquito repellents. A study from Iowa State University discovered that nepolactone, the compound that drives cats into a frenzy, has the opposite effect on mosquitoes. It sends them fleeing. Most people only think of catnip as a plaything for cats, but indigenous communities have used it for centuries as natural insect control. They would burn dried catnip leaves around camps to create mosquito-free zones, long before science confirmed what they already knew. Catnip is almost too easy to grow. In fact, it can take over your garden if you're not careful. That's why I recommend growing it in pots or confined spaces where it won't overwhelm your other plants. It thrives in full sun to partial shade, and can handle poor soil conditions better than most vegetables can manage, rich potting soil. Here's why I love catnip. It's incredibly versatile. You can dry the leaves to make a soothing tea similar to chamomile, crush fresh leaves and rub them on your skin for a natural mosquito repellent. And of course, if you have cats, you've got free entertainment built right into your garden. But as powerful as catnip is, the next plant takes mosquito defense to an entirely new level. Plant 7, lemon balm. Now things get really interesting. Lemon balm is packed with citronelle and geraniol, the same compounds found in citronella candles, but in far higher concentrations. Think of it as having the power of a dozen citronella candles growing naturally in your backyard, working around the clock without ever burning out. This plant is almost indestructible. It tolerates both full sun and partial shade, handles drought as easily as overwatering, and naturally spreads to cover large mosquito-free zones. The only challenge? Keeping it under control. Lemon balm has a tendency to take over if left unchecked. Plant it in contained areas, or harvest it regularly to manage its growth. Aside from repelling mosquitoes, lemon balm is incredibly useful. Use the fresh leaves in recipes, dry them for tea, or simply brush against the plant as you walk by to release its oils directly onto your skin, like a natural bug spray dispenser scattered throughout your yard. And if you thought lemon balm was powerful, wait until you see what the next plant can do. Plant 6. Peppermint. Peppermint doesn't just repel mosquitoes, it confuses them. The menthol in peppermint overwhelms their scent receptors, making it nearly impossible for them to detect human targets. It's like throwing a smoke bomb into their navigation system. Here's something most people don't realize. Many commercial mosquito repellents actually use synthetic compounds that mimic what peppermint naturally produces. By growing peppermint, you're creating your own bug repellent factory. Only this version supports your garden's ecosystem instead of harming it. Peppermint, however, needs to be grown strategically. It's extremely aggressive and will quickly take over your garden if left unchecked. The best approach is to plant it in containers or use root barriers. Peppermint thrives in partial shade, with consistently moist soil. Think of how wild mint grows naturally along streams, and you'll understand its preferences. Beyond pest control, peppermint brings endless culinary benefits. Fresh mojitos, mint tea, lamb dishes, fruit salads, the possibilities are endless. You can even make a natural mosquito spray by steeping the leaves in witch hazel for about a week. But our next plant is so effective at repelling pests that some countries have actually restricted its cultivation. Plant 5. Tansy. Tansy is the plant that even mosquito control experts approach with caution. It contains thujone, a powerful compound so effective at repelling insects that before refrigeration was invented, it was used to preserve meat. In medieval times, cooks wrapped cuts of meat in tansy leaves to keep flies and pests at bay. But with that potency comes responsibility. Tansy is so vigorous that in some regions, it's restricted because it can outcompete native plants. Always check your local guidelines before planting. If you do grow it, keep it confined and harvest regularly to prevent it from spreading uncontrollably. Tansy thrives in full sun and well-drained soil, and once established, it's remarkably drought-tolerant. For best results, plant it upwind of patios or seating areas so its natural oils can drift on the breeze, forming a protective shield. Historically, people hung dried tansy bundles in doorways and windows as year-round pest repellents, an old trick you can still use today. If tansy feels a little too aggressive for your taste, don't worry, our next plant is much gentler, but just as effective at keeping mosquitoes away. Plant 4. Basil. Yes, the same basil you toss into pasta sauce or salads doubles as a mosquito-fighting powerhouse. Basil contains eugenol, linalool, and citronella, a triple threat of compounds mosquitoes absolutely despise. What makes basil special is that its oils are released when the leaves are disturbed. Every time you harvest for cooking or simply brush against the plant, a fresh burst of repellent compounds fills the air. It's like having a self-activating mosquito spray system right in your garden. Basil needs a little care to thrive. Plant it after the last frost, water consistently, but don't let the roots sit in soggy soil, and pinch off flower buds to keep the leaves tender and aromatic. Full sun brings out the strongest flavor and the highest concentration of repellent oils. For maximum impact, try growing multiple varieties. African blue basil and lemon basil are particularly effective against mosquitoes, while holy basil has the highest levels of eugenol. The bonus? You'll enjoy an incredible variety of flavors for cooking, all while keeping your outdoor space mosquito-free. And if you think basil is impressive, wait until you meet a plant that's a true multitasker, delicious in the kitchen, and legendary at repelling pests. Plant 3. Rosemary. Rosemary is the ultimate dual-purpose herb. The same aromatic oils, camphor, cineol, and alpha-pinene, that make it amazing for roasting potatoes and meats, also create an invisible barrier mosquitoes can't penetrate. It's like having gourmet seasoning and a natural pest control system combined into one beautiful drought-tolerant plant. Mediterranean cultures have relied on rosemary for centuries, not just in food, but as insect protection. Families would toss rosemary branches onto outdoor fires, producing fragrant smoke that kept mosquitoes away while adding depth to grilled dishes. You can still use this trick today. Toss a handful of fresh sprigs on hot coals during a barbecue, and you'll keep bugs away while flavoring your meal. Rosemary loves the sun and minimal water. In fact, overwatering kills it faster than drought ever will. Plant in well-drained soil, water deeply but infrequently, and let a bit of stress from heat and dryness build its oils to their maximum potency. Better still, rosemary is harvestable year-round in most climates. Its sturdy woody stems even double as natural skewers for grilling vegetables and meats. But if rosemary requires at least a little care, our next plant brings powerful mosquito protection with almost no maintenance at all. Plant 2. Citronella Grass. This is the plant that sparked the entire citronella industry, the real deal, not the imitation mosquito plants often sold at big box stores. True citronella grass contains the highest natural levels of citronella, the powerhouse compound that gives citronella candles their effectiveness. Growing the plant itself means you're getting pure concentrated mosquito-fighting oils, without any artificial additives or dilution.
Most people don't realize that store-bought citronella candles are usually made from synthetic or blended versions of these oils. But when you grow the genuine grass, every breeze naturally spreads its lemony, mosquito-repelling aroma across your yard. Citronella grass grows easily in warm climates, planted in full sun with consistent water, and it will form lush, arching clumps that look beautiful while defending your outdoor spaces. In colder regions, keep it in large containers so you can move it indoors during freezing weather. You can harvest the leaves for DIY repellents by steeping them in carrier oil, or simply crush fresh leaves and rub them on your skin for immediate protection. The scent is bright, fresh, and citrusy, far more pleasant than chemical sprays. As powerful as citronella grass is, it still can't outmatch the ultimate mosquito-repelling plant. Our number 1 pick. Plant 1, American Beautyberry. This one is the secret weapon luxury resorts and top landscape designers don't want you to know about. American Beautyberry is a native North American shrub that produces unique compounds, calicarpinate and intermediol, so effective at repelling pests that the U.S. military has studied them for use in natural insect repellents for soldiers in mosquito-heavy environments. What makes Beautyberry so remarkable is that it doesn't just repel mosquitoes. It creates an invisible protection dome that extends 15-20 feet around the plant. People who sit within 10 feet of a beautyberry bush during peak mosquito season often report 0 bites, even in swampy bug-infested areas. And it doesn't stop there. Beautyberry also repels ticks, fire ants, and chiggers, offering broader coverage than most commercial products combined. Scientists believe the plant evolved these defenses naturally because it thrives in wetlands, where insect pressure is extreme. It had no choice but to develop its own survival force field. Growing beautyberry is incredibly easy. It tolerates soggy clay, sandy soil, drought, and everything in between. It thrives in full sun or partial shade, needs no fertilizer, and is practically maintenance-free. In autumn, it produces clusters of stunning bright purple berries that attract birds and add ornamental beauty to your landscape. The leaves can also be crushed and rubbed directly on the skin for natural protection, or boiled into a spray solution, an age-old trick used by indigenous peoples for centuries, now proven effective by modern science. Bonus strategy, layered defense. Now here's the game changer, the method that doubles the effectiveness of any mosquito-repelling plant. It's called layered defense. Think of it like military strategy for your garden. Instead of relying on just one plant, create overlapping zones of protection using different species. For example, these citronella grass or beautyberry as your outer barrier around seating areas. Place basil and rosemary near doorways and walkways, where people naturally brush against them to activate their oils. Add lavender and marigolds as secondary rings of defense, filling gaps and extending coverage. The key is that different plants work in different ways. Some release oils constantly, others activate when disturbed, and some perform best in certain weather conditions. By layering them together, you create 24/7 adaptive protection. No weak spots, no downtime. One landscape architect in Florida uses this exact system for million-dollar homes, and her clients report a 95% reduction in mosquito encounters. The secret lies in overlapping protection zones, so they form an unbroken shield. Closing vision. With these 10 plants and the layered defense strategy, you can transform your yard from a mosquito battleground into a peaceful retreat. Imagine hosting summer barbecues, where your guests remember the food, not the bug bites. Picture reading a book on your patio without swatting at buzzing pests. And the best part? Every one of these plants does more than just repel mosquitoes. They add beauty, fragrance, flavor, wildlife benefits, and long-term value to your garden, all while saving you money on chemical sprays. If you discovered even one new plant today, hit that like button to help others find these natural solutions. And don't forget to subscribe with notifications on. I'm always sharing money-saving gardening secrets that actually work. Which of these mosquito-fighting plants are you most excited to try? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every one and often create follow-up videos based on your questions. Until next time, keep growing naturally and enjoy your mosquito-free paradise.